So imagine getting $500 every month just for existing, with no strings attached. That's exactly what some people in a town in California will get to experience as part of a test of something called universal basic income. Fox News' Claudia Cowan is in Stockton with the details. Claudia.
Well, David, the plan is to give some of Stockton's poorest families, as you mentioned, $500 a month for a year to see if that can lift their spirits and put them on a path to prosperity. Listen.
If you give people a base amount that they're receiving regularly, that can really be a hand up that helps them to really gain their own economic success going forward.
It is a real-world demonstration of universal basic income, paying people just for being alive. It's a popular concept in Silicon Valley amid fears that automation will wipe out jobs, and a tech-based nonprofit is funding Stockton's cash giveaway through a $1 million grant. Even so, critics say pay should be earned and point out basic income is still a form of welfare. Some economists say giving out free money could be a disincentive to work. But here in Stockton, which had to declare bankruptcy in 2012 and where 1 in 5 residents is statistically poor, many residents told us an extra $500 a month would be a big help.
I would definitely spend it in my community just so it goes back towards the community, maybe buying local fruits, vegetables.
Pay off bills.
It will help a lot, especially as a single mother just going through a divorce, raising 4 children. That's a lot of help for me to pay my bills.
I would actually take my children on a trip to Disneyland.
Take the kids to Disneyland. Why not? The recipients can spend this money however they like, no strings attached. Now, many of the finer details have yet to be released, like who's going to get this money and how their spending habits will be tracked. But at the end of this year-long demonstration, we'll get to hear from the lucky recipients firsthand to find out if the cash was enough to boost their confidence and to combat Stockton's poverty, as organizers claim. David, this pilot program gets underway this fall.
Well, I like that one honest guy who said, "Hey, I'd go to Disneyland with the kids." That's at least there, he was the one honest guy there. Claudia, thank you very much. Lauren.
Wait, hold on. That would be like one day. A family of 4, one day at Disney is $530, not including parking. I digress. Let's bring back in Kristen Hagelin, conservative commentator, and Robin Byro, former Obama campaign regional field director. What do you guys think of universal basic income? Good idea, Kristen?
Well, actually, on the broader scale, universal basic income is something that conservative economists have also proposed, Charles Murray being one of them and several others. But the concept being, when you give universal basic income from the federal government, it's something that eliminates all other welfare programs. So all other entitlement, Medicare, Medicaid, all other welfare programs. So you're just giving people that UBI. So it is something that people have proposed with increasing automation and globalization and lower wages, people working multiple jobs, a way to actually sustain the economy and also enforce another conservative principle, which we believe spending time with family, building communities, that time can be better spent instead of making a minimum wage. It can be better invested in family and community. So this is actually something that on a broader scale might 10, 15 years down the road be something that we discuss. But in this experiment, $500 a month extra is not enough to get any real results. And as you saw there, it's not going to incentivize people to save this money or actually invest it in a way that helps their career prospects.
I like the spin that Silicon Valley puts on this, Robin. Mark Zuckerberg has been on the record, and he said this is a way that you can chase your dreams. You'll have a cushion so you can go about and do whatever it is you really want to do. Do you buy that? Or do you think that's a little bit of guilt for, the people who create the robots and the artificial intelligence and everything else that basically steal our human jobs?
I see exactly where you're going. And I came out, in full disclosure, I came out against this policy when Mark Zuckerberg did trot this out as a nationwide program, potentially. I think he was fielding a potential 2020 run himself at that time when he was doing his 50-state tour. So I came out against that. But I want to say that a study was just released yesterday, which I found fascinating because, we already sort of have this in Alaska with the Alaska Permanent Fund. It's a $61 billion program that's funded from oil money and So Alaska residents, all of them, get some form of a basic income off of that. And I want to point out that the study that was released yesterday showed that employment went up by 17% and that people actually took on additional employment. So I'm curious to see how this experiment goes.
That is a very good point, because the way our welfare system works now, Kirsten, if you make too much money, they pull back what you get. If there's no strings attached here, this could encourage people to work even more and increase employment.
Yeah, it absolutely could. But at the end of the day, it's going to sound like free money to a lot of people. You have to have the personal responsibility. There are skills that you have to have as a person to be able to use that money wisely. So it doesn't matter if you get 500 or 500,000, that money could be gone in 2 days if you don't know how to handle your personal finances.
How much money do you guys really think would be needed to make this system work? Let's just say nationwide. Robin, what do you think? On a monthly basis.
Oh, my goodness. Well, $500 isn't going to cut the mustard in California. I can tell you that much.
Or New York.
Yeah, no, exactly. I really am. It's anyone's guess.
Economists have thrown around the number about $40,000 a year is something that they've proposed. But we're a long way from that at this point.
You know what?
Yes.
If Silicon Valley is going to use their private money to fund that,
Apple's sitting on millions of dollars of cash, so Apple can
They're putting
give
their
us all
money where their
UBI.
mouth is.
Good to see both of you, Kirsten, Robin. Thank you so much.